Size in the deep sea doesn't follow the rules we expect. The longer you look at these animals, the less sense they make. In this video, we're ranking 10 deep sea squids by length and comparing each one to human size. And the largest one will make you question how evolution works. The Japanese flying squid lives in relatively shallow water, between 50 and 200 meters down. Fishermen catch thousands of them every year off the coast of Japan. It's half a meter long. If you're standing up right now, extend your arms straight out to the side. The distance from your shoulder to your fingertips, that's how long this squid is. And despite the name flying squid, it's not dangerous. It launches itself out of the water to escape predators. Sometimes they land in fishing boats by accident. This is the smallest one we're looking at today, and it's a good baseline for what normal looks like. Now let's go deeper, because the next one is where things start changing. Octopoteuthis deletron. It doesn't have a common name, so we just use the scientific one. This squid is about 1 meter long. If you're sitting down right now, that's roughly the distance from your hip to the floor when your leg is extended. Stand it upright and it would reach your waist. It lives between 1,000 and 2,000 meters deep. And it has something unusual. The eyes are massive relative to its body size. Each eye is about the size of a tennis ball on a 1 meter squid. At those depths, there's almost no light. The bigger your eyes, the more light you can gather. So this squid has evolved eyes that take up nearly a quarter of its head just to see bioluminescent flashes in the darkness. We've never encountered one while diving. No one has. So whether it would be aggressive toward humans, we simply don't know. But 1 meter is still small compared to what's coming. The Humboldt squid lives in the eastern Pacific, 200 to 700 meters deep during the day. At night, it comes up to 50 meters. 2 meters long. If you're standing next to one, it's about a head taller than you, maybe more depending on how tall you are. Each arm is thick, muscular, covered in suckers that have serrated rings, essentially teeth, and there are 8 of them. Each arm is about as long as your leg from hip to ankle. Here's what makes this one different. They hunt in packs, 50 to 100 individuals working together. They flash red and white to communicate during hunts, coordinate attacks on schools of fish. There are documented cases of divers being bitten. Some needed stitches, but here's the truth. There are no confirmed deaths from Humboldt squids. The stories exist. Fishermen talk about people being pulled overboard, but when you actually track down the reports, they don't hold up. What does happen is this. If you're in the water thrashing around like an injured fish, they'll investigate. Aggressively, they'll bite. Test whether you're food. But if you stay calm and don't act like prey, they typically back off. Still, 2 meters is nothing compared to what comes next. Grimalditeuthis bonplandi doesn't have a common name. We just call it by its scientific name. 3 meters long. If you laid 2 people head to toe on the ground, that's the length of this squid. It lives between 2,000 and 3,000 meters deep. Completely dark water, near freezing temperatures. And it has something unusual. The tentacles have been modified into lures. It moves in patterns, specific patterns that mimic injured fish. Small fish see this glowing movement in the darkness and swim toward it thinking it's an easy meal. Then, the squid strikes. We've never encountered one while diving. No one has. So whether it would mistake a human for prey, we can't say. The robust clubhook squid, 4 meters long. You'd need to stack 2.5 people head to toe to match its length. And unlike the squids we've looked at so far, this one has actual hooks. Sperm whales dive down to hunt these squids. The squids fight back, and when the whale surfaces, it's covered in circular scars where the hooks tore out during the struggle. No human has ever encountered one of these while diving. And we're about to cross into territory where humans physically cannot go. Condocovia longimana, the giant warty squid. 4 meters long, 2.5 people stacked head to toe. It gets its name from wart-like bumps covering its entire body and arms. These aren't actual warts. They're specialized skin structures called tubercles. We're not entirely sure what they're for. Lives between 300 and 4,000 meters deep, Antarctic waters, and it has massive fins relative to its body size that let it hover for hours without moving. We first filmed one alive in 2004. Since then, only a handful of sightings. So most of what we know still comes from dead specimens caught in nets. Whether it's dangerous to humans, we don't know. The few times we've seen it, it wasn't aggressive, but we've never been close enough to test. And the next one is where things get truly massive. Tanangia danae. Most people call it the Dana octopus squid, even though it's not an octopus. The largest confirmed specimen was 5 meters long. Stack 3 people head to toe on the ground. That's how long this individual was. It has light organs on the tips of 2 of its arms, and at this size, they weren't small anymore. They were bigger than your head. The flash from these organs is estimated at 1,000 lumens. That's bright enough to cause pain even through the protective lenses on ROV cameras. This specimen was caught at 2,500 meters depth, and based on the behavior we've observed, this squid would be dangerous to encounter, and the next one doubles that. The colossal squid lives in Antarctic waters, between 1,000 and 2,000 meters deep, and it gets up to 10 meters long. Stack 6 people head to toe. That's one colossal squid. This squid doesn't have sucker teeth like most species, it has rotating hooks. Each one is about as long as your pinky finger, 2 to 3 centimeters, and they rotate to lock into flesh. Sperm whales are the only predators that hunt these squids. A human wouldn't survive an encounter, but we also can't reach where these squids live, so it's a theoretical threat, not a practical one. But 10 meters isn't the largest, not even close. The giant squid is 13 meters long. Stack 7.5 people head to toe on the ground. That's how long this animal is from the tip of its mantle to the end of its tentacles. Every sucker on a giant squid's arms has serrated teeth. The suckers themselves are about the size of your palm. The teeth are sharp enough to leave permanent circular scars on sperm whales, the only predators that hunt them. We don't have any recorded cases of giant squids attacking humans. Every time we film them, they've swum away. But that's probably because they don't recognize us as prey. We're the wrong size, wrong shape, wrong movement pattern. If one did decide to attack, you wouldn't be able to fight back. The arms are strong enough to leave scars on 50-ton whales. A human is 80 kilograms. There wouldn't be a contest. 13 meters. That's longer than most predators on Earth. But there's one more, and it doesn't fit any of the patterns we've seen. The big fin squid, Magna pinna. We filmed it 8 times, always at depths between 4,000 and 5,000 meters. And every single time we filmed it, it's doing the same thing, just hovering, arms hanging straight down, not moving. The body is 20 centimeters long, about the length from your wrist to your fingertips. You could hold it in one hand. The arms are 8 meters long, each one. That's nearly 5 people stacked head to toe, from a body that fits in your hand. Every time we've filmed this squid, it's been hovering, not hunting that we can see, not fleeing. The arms are spread out in a circle, 8 meters in every direction, like a net suspended in the darkness. What is it catching? What comes through that part of the ocean that needs an 8-meter net to intercept? We don't know what it eats. We've never seen it hunt. We've never seen the arms move quickly. For all we know, they just drift in the current and anything that touches them gets pulled in. But if that's true, then why are they so long? No one has an answer. And here's the part that keeps marine biologists awake at night. If the big fin squid exists with proportions that shouldn't be possible, what else is down there? We've explored less than 5% of the ocean. Most of the deep sea has never been filmed, never been studied. We've sent more robots to Mars than we have to the bottom of our own ocean. The big fin squid was completely unknown until 1998. Giant squids were considered myths until 2004. Every few years, we find something that changes what we thought was possible. So what's at 7,000 meters? 8,000. What's living in trenches we've never reached? The big fin squid is 8 meters long with a 20-centimeter body. And that's the largest squid by total measurement that we've ever filmed. If that can exist, anything can. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and comment which one you think is the most dangerous. Not the biggest, the most dangerous. For me, it's still the big fin because we don't know what it does. Have a nice day.